Hi Kenect community, I'm Lauren with Solshine Wellness and welcome to your Monday guided meditation. This is the beginning of spring. We're starting to get into these beautiful energies of spring and blooming and starting anew, so we'll work with those energies for today's guided meditation. And as usual, we'll start off with some controlled breathing, slow down, get into our body, get into the present. Then we'll take off on our guided meditation journey, and then I'll bring us back at the end. So as usual, find yourself in a nice comfortable space and let us begin. If it's comfortable to close down the eyes this evening, feel free to begin to do so, or just find a place to focus the eyes close in front to you. Beginning to allow the self to arrive here in your space. Beginning to notice how the body feels in this moment. Tuning in. Let's invite in a scan from head to toe of our body. So beginning at our head, at our crown, just noticing how that feels. Do we feel congestion in the head today? Do we feel any soreness? And continuing on down the body. Any tension in the jaw, in the neck, how are our shoulders, arms, hands, fingers. How is our upper back, middle back, low back? How's our seat or our glutes, our thighs, our legs? How are our calves, our ankles, our feet? Noticing if there's anywhere that the body is holding tension. Sometimes that presents as a soreness or a heaviness in the body. And then as we continue up the front of the body, noticing the tops of the feet, maybe if they're in socks or shoes, noticing how they feel, how that fabric feels against the skin, how our shins feel, knees, thighs. How is our pelvis, our abdomen, our chest? And finally returning back up to the face. Are we furrowing our brow? Are we holding tension? And when we finish our scan of our physical body, tuning in to our other bodies, our mental body, what's going on in our mind? Are we having repeating thoughts? Are we having a sense of anxiousness or worry? Is there something going on in our mind or our mental body that's pulling us out of the present, out of simply being here now? After tuning in to the mental body, beginning our scan of our emotional body. What are our emotions showing us right now? What sort of sensation do we feel? And finally, scanning our energetic body. How's our energy feeling? Do we feel grounded in our space? Is our energy feeling a little bit erratic? Are we feeling a heaviness in any of those energetic centers? And as we feel complete with all of our scans, beginning to focus on our breath. So tuning into that flow of breath in and out of the body. An invitation to have the exhale come out the mouth as if we're breathing through a tiny straw. And simply noticing the breath, noticing that flow of air. As we inhale through the nose, feeling that air come through the body, feeling the body expand to make space for that new air. Is the air or the oxygen or the flow getting caught anywhere? Sometimes when we inhale, we can feel it not be so smooth and maybe get caught in the chest as it's traveling through. So simply noticing and observing. Everything that our body shows us is simply communicating its status, simply communicating its state of being, giving us messages and information about how we are. Continuing, noticing our breath, noticing that flow, and beginning to slow it down. So deepening our inhale and slowing down the exhale to match. An invitation to make the exhale even longer in length than our inhale. And again, simply noticing how smooth we can make the breath as it flows in and out, and noticing if it's getting caught anywhere. And just simply slowing it down even further and trying to make it as smooth as possible. We'll be here for about 5 more breaths at your own pace. Noticing with each exhale our body's ability to get a little bit heavier in our seat, to surrender a little bit deeper here in the present, and simply giving permission to ourselves to do that. Knowing we have nowhere else we need to be but here right now, and giving ourselves this gift of about 20 minutes to be here in the present, connecting to our body, our breath, our mind, and our energy. About 3 more slow breaths. Maybe noticing we can make them even longer in length now that we've created a little bit more space in our body. Last slow breath here. An invitation to continue with this slow, mindful breathing as we begin to bring our shoulders up to our ears and roll them down our back a couple times, just creating a little bit more space in the body. Finally, allowing those shoulders to fall down our back and allowing the crown of our head to reach up a little bit taller, creating a little bit more space in our spine and our center channel of our body. Now that we have a little bit taller of a posture, once again, invitation to continue the slow, mindful breath, and we'll begin our journey. In today's meditative journey, we're going to take a trip as a seed into the earth, and then we're going to bloom like a beautiful tree. And with this, we're going to, if we want to add an intention to it, noticing the intention bloom, that's something you can certainly do, or you can simply imagine yourself as this beautiful seed that's blooming in honor of our earth season becoming spring. So I invite us to envision a seed. Maybe your seed looks like an acorn, maybe your seed looks like a little sunflower. And that seed falls into the earth, begins falling through the crust of the earth, through the dirt, and eventually makes its way about a foot under the earth's surface. Once you're there, maybe noticing the coolness of the dirt, of the earth, of the soil all around you. It feels cool and heavy, wrapping you up, feeling as if you're in the womb of Mother Earth. Feeling so safe here. Maybe you notice if there's any footsteps on the earth above you. They sound like a peaceful, heavy thumping. Allowing yourself to be here underneath the earth, feeling the coolness and safety of the soil all around you. And then you notice a rainfall. You notice the soil all around you beginning to get damper. You notice the soil above you feeling heavier as you begin to notice this moisture all around. After a bit of hearing this beautiful rainfall and feeling this shift in your environment to now feel a little more humid, a little more damp, you begin to notice a little bit of a light coming from above. And you know that means that the clouds have parted and the sun is now shining down. The soil begins to dry ever so gently, and you start to welcome in this lightness of the sun onto the top of your seed coating. Feeling the warmth of the sun penetrating the soil, beginning to warm your casing. You begin to feel roots growing out from underneath you. As these roots grow beneath you, you also feel a sprout growing from your head. The sprout is growing in search of the sun, looking for even more light. Eventually, that sprout breaks through the crust of the earth and finds the beautiful sunshine. Feeling strong as your roots continue to grow beneath you, and as this sprout continues to use this beautiful nourishment of the sunshine and the nourishment of the soil and the water beneath you to continue to grow even taller. Feeling this strength and this balance in perfect harmony, working with the earth and her soil beneath you, and working with the sunshine and the air above you to continue to grow. Maybe you're growing into a flower. Maybe you're growing into a tree. Choosing whatever plant you are blooming into and allowing yourself to begin to expand into that plant. If you're a flower, maybe you're growing leaves and petals. What color are your petals? How tall are you? And if you're a tree, maybe you're beginning to grow branches. Maybe you're beginning to grow fruits. Allowing yourself to work with the brightness of the sunshine, to continue to blossom, and the groundedness of Mother Earth beneath you, building even more strength for your foundation. Staying here and observing this beautiful creation that you've made. Maybe feeling a little breeze flow through you and the petals of your flower gently sway, where the branches of your tree move back and forth. Simply observing here. Are there any critters that crawl beneath you? Are there any that come to visit you? Maybe a honeybee or a hummingbird or a chipmunk. Allowing yourself to become a home for any other creatures. And eventually allowing, if you're a tree, allowing for a fruit to fall down to the earth. If you're a flower, maybe a seed falls. Once that fruit or your seed falls, it begins to decompose. And that seed begins to bury itself down into the earth. And this whole cycle begins again. Knowing that you are one with nature. You are this seed, and your creations, your ideas are these seeds. And they all work together with help from the pollinators for your flowers, with help from all the creatures eating your fruits, allowing for this beautiful cycle to continue. Staying here with these beautiful plants that you've created and maybe continuing this practice, imagining the seeds fall and beginning to create a whole forest. And once again, you can repeat this practice, envisioning one of your ideas as the seed and going through the process, going into the womb of earth, feeling safe, feeling held, and then eventually taking that risk and feeling the light above you as you feel the sunshine and open yourself up, growing roots beneath you and sprouting up into the sunshine, into the light above you. Bringing our hands to rest on our body when ready. Left hand will rest on our heart space. Right hand will rest on our lower belly. And if we don't feel like making contact with our body, we can hover our hands just above our body. As we begin to notice our breath once again, deepening our inhale and slowly exhaling. Repeating that slow, deep breath. Two more slow, deep breaths at your own pace, allowing ourselves to slowly reconnect here. And and gently return. Knowing we can always come back and repeat this practice whenever we'd like. Again, with the general intention of working with things that are ready to bloom in this beautiful spring season. And maybe that's just ourselves ready to bloom even deeper into who we are and what we're here to do, or maybe it's a particular intention and a creation that we're trying to really bring to life and bring to fruition. Thank you all so much for taking this time for you and for taking this time with me. I'm so grateful. Have a beautiful rest of your day and happy March.